Hi guys, it's Trumpa and today we are in UK driving around Silverstone and as you can see we are in qualifying session. My previous lap was 127.1 and yeah, I was pretty happy with it when I did it. It was enough for provisional pole, but by then I was demoted to P5. And this will be my fastest qualifying lap, of course on soft tires. I'm using pretty much the same setup as in the time trial by what the fastest people are using. Maybe the lines are not the same, but yeah, it's pretty much it. I did a couple of minor corrections just to be sure I don't have too much tire drag, especially on the rears, and that's it. That's usually the only thing I change for the race setup. And so we are going through the second sector. We are 2/10 up, and I believe we'll manage to improve a little bit in this final sector as well. And just as you can see, we are almost finished with our ERS deployment, and we will go across the line with new ERS, and that is 126.744, enough to put us on provisional pole once again. And I was very happy with the lap. I was actually pretty much surprised with that lap. I was consistent with 127s, but yeah, this was a couple of tenths faster than that, and you can see the pack is pretty bunched up. There's 5 of us within a tenth, and I believe that will that will make this race that much difficult and interesting. For you, we will put 1.5 laps worth of fuel more. I don't like to put much more than that because I think you can have much faster lap times, but by just driving better, by being more precise, etc., etc. And yeah, we will skip the formation lap and we'll go straight into the race. Lights out and away we go, and you could see Menk had a better start than we did, and Heiko I think even better. I was a couple of frames slower on the reaction time. Yeah, I counted them. My reaction time was 16 frames I believe, and Menk's was 13, so yeah, it's within the ordinary. And we are now in P3. We lost that one position. We can see some guys having some issues. I think that's Williams in the pits, but anyways, we'll now focus on these two guys ahead of us. And this is very difficult position for me, one that I hate being in when I'm P3 and I feel that I'm faster than both these guys because I can't follow them and stay in their slipstream, but there's not much you can do because it's very difficult to overtake Heiko, for example, because he has DRS on Menk, and yeah, it makes it that much more difficult. And of course now I have Mehmet Bayrak behind me in that Force India, and we have Heiko. He's challenging for the lead. They touched.
Oh, and he wanted to go down the inside.
And they touched, so that brings us one position up. Fortunately for us, unfortunately for Heiko, that is his. So he went into half spin. Thankfully, yeah, last time around he went into full spin. It was in Austria, and now we have a clear sight on Menk. We'll go a little bit wide and into this corner and this one as well. And I think Menk's tires are overheating, especially the rears, so I think we'll try and take this opportunity onto him. We will go around the outside of this turn and we will stick. And yeah, just I think it was a very beautiful overtake. Thankfully Menk did play fair in this one. And now it's very important for us just to stay focused, just to pump good lap times and not to destroy our tires before the pit stop. And this one will be like super cut video. You can see I'm cutting the video at the exact moment I'm shifting it to next lap, and on lap 9 Menk will go into the pits, so he is 2.6 seconds behind us. I don't know is that good or bad decision because of the traffic, but we will go the very next lap into the pits, and this was actually planned. Lap 10 is I think the best lap to go into the pits, well, if you don't count the undercut, of course. So how's the pit stop? 2.583 seconds, pretty good for Alfa Romeo. And now we have only our teammate. No, he's in P2. I think that is that there's Kinako in first place. He is driving on medium tires, and we can see some people are leaving the session, and we have a safety car, virtual safety car. I'm not quite sure why we have it, but yeah, I wish it was a little bit, it came out a little bit sooner, so we could utilize on that as well. But yeah, it's lap 12, Menk is 1.5 seconds behind us, and I was surprised actually. He had a pretty good pace behind me. He was very consistent, and I wasn't able to break out of, like, let's say 5 seconds. He was, yeah, he drove, I guess, a pretty good lap times behind me. That might be because of the tires, and it could be that medium suits better for him. I think that's usually the case for me as well. In the race I like harder tires because they tend to overheat a little bit less. So it's now 3.4 seconds lead for us. It goes to 3.1, and yeah, it was just ping pong, let's say that way. And in this next couple of laps I was trying to save my ERS so I can have a go at the fastest lap of the race. I usually do it 2 or 3 laps before the end. So it's lap 21. We are only 2.3 seconds ahead of Menk. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He will be gaining some time on us in these laps, but I believe everything will be alright because we have one lap fresher tires than he has. He went into the pits on lap 9, and I think he was battling with the guys behind, especially Mehmet Bayrak in P3, and yeah, he might have worn his tires a little bit. So lap 23 we actually had the virtual safety car, and now we will stay on board for the end of this lap and the next, so you can see just what fuel mix and ERS deployment I was using throughout the race. So usually I will go to reach and overtake on this hanger straight, I believe, and then I would go to no ERS and to lean once I upshift into 8th gear, and I will just go to reach mix down to this corner, put it back into lean, and on the exit I will go into lean and into overtake, hold it just before the corner. I will put it down into non-ERS. But this is now my fastest lap of the race, and I will be using maximum fuel mix, rich fuel mix, and I will use the ERS deployment, yeah, to the full, all 33 seconds. I believe I have the right to use in one lap, and we go a little bit wide into this corner. This one will be pretty okay. And yeah, when you use reach and overtake, you have to be a little bit more careful when applying throttle, you can go into, yeah, it's easy to spin up the wheels and lose the car. And in this corners, yeah, Megas, Beckett and Chapel, under normal race conditions I used the 0 ERS and lean fuel mix just to save those rear tires. And yeah, in that second corner I would just do a little bit lift, and we are in the final sector, just finishing our lap. And this one will be good. I think it will be fast for sure. Yeah, it's 1:29.5, and yeah, it's much faster than my laps I did while practicing for the race. And unfortunately, it won't be the fastest lap of the race because of Tudor. Thanks Tudor. Because of it, I'm not going to get a point, but I think he's my closest rival right now in the championship once Mark has been promoted to split 6, and we will go across the line to win Silverstone Grand Prix. And these are the final results. So Trumpa 9-4 in the first place with time of 40 minutes and 13 seconds. I think we lost around 25, around 20 seconds on those virtual safety cars. So that was sub 40 minutes time, and yeah, I'm very pleased with that. We have our teammate in P7, so that's 6 points for him, 25 for us, 31 for the team. And yeah, we are now in fight with Renaults, I believe. Next race will be in Germany in 3 weeks time, and by then, tschüss.